up. If Friday came along and you were given these 2 action steps and you didn't get to it, okay, that is the worst thing you can do. And that is probably what a lot of us are doing in our business as well, right? We're not perfect every day. We beat ourselves up and we say, well, if I can't be perfect in my IPA every single day, then I can't do this. All right. Do not beat yourself up. Self-sabotage is the worst non-productive reaction that we're trying to train ourselves out of. Okay. So Haley this morning, when she got up, she was like, you know what? I didn't do those 2 things. That's okay. Today's a new day. I'm going to do those 2 things today and start over. Today's a new day. All right. Don't beat yourself up. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. I see a lot of new faces. This is awesome. Is this anybody's first time in a while on the call? If you don't want to admit it, that's okay. Okay. Maybe it's just new faces that I haven't seen before. Taryn, welcome. We were doing celebrations. Lena, Haley got $100. She didn't clear the crap. Gotcha. Still, Haley, don't beat yourself up. Okay, don't beat yourself up. Maybe we can have a clear the crap party at Haley's. Clear the crap. Where are you? Do you need to clear your crap, Haley? Office, desk?
Yeah, my desk is just like a nightmare right now. That's why I'm at the kitchen table.
You're escaping the crap. You're clearing the crap. Lena, I missed Friday's call. Had no idea what was going on. Pics being posted until Haley filled me in. I have the money in my wallet, but didn't clean my space. Taking a mental break from Q for a week or so. Lena, that's okay. That's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Okay. Don't beat yourself up. What? Taryn found an extra 100.
Okay,
what?
Listen. So it wasn't that it was like an extra 100. It's not like I have so much money that I just like find $100 bills laying around. I promise you.
Oh.
I found another $100 in the couch. No, I swear, neither my husband or myself ever carry cash, ever. The only cash that we ever have is at the beginning of every month when we do our budget, we take all of the money that we pay our nanny and put it in an envelope in hundreds and put it in the drawer. And so every day she comes, I pay her because I pay her $100 a day. So it's just easy. We don't blow our babysitting budget. We like keep it separate. Well, she must not have come as many days as what we like budgeted for. So when I went in the envelope to put all new money in, there was $100 left in there. And I was like, oh, heck yeah. Cause I didn't even have $100 to put in my wallet. So I was like, oh, I have to go to the bank. And so it was literally right before I even went to the bank. And so that was the $100 I put in my wallet. And I was like, this is so crazy. Like it's already working. Like I started with a free $100 bill.
So everybody go check your couches, go check your desk drawers. You're probably to have $100 bills stashing around you don't even know about. Stacy, my hubby, stashes 50s and 100s throughout the house just in case. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Man, we got a lot of people on here. This is awesome. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Yes, April. Yes. All right. So recap for those of you that joined us a little bit later. Recap steps on Friday. Write these down. Okay. These are the recap steps that we did on Friday. It's so important that you do all these steps. All right. Each one has its own kind of, I guess you could say, purpose. First thing you want to do is clear out your crap, meaning the space, the energy where you manage your money. If it is disorganized, if there are old receipts, meaning there's old energy around money from your past that you are trying to change, we need to clear that out. We need to clean that up for your new abundance to come in. Okay. Number 2 is take $100 bills, clean out your wallet. If you have old receipts in there, get rid of them. If you have just junk in there, get rid of it. Take a $100 bill, put it in your wallet so you can see it every single day. Okay. You're really kind of allowing, and if you have a hard time, did anybody have a hard time with that? Have a hard time with putting the $100 bill in your wallet? If you did, would you share why? If you didn't, would you share why? Okay. If it was like, oh yes, bring this, please bring this. share that too. I just want people to share kind of the two perspectives, what they felt.
So I thought it was hard. This is Lindsay.
Okay.
I thought it was really hard. We used to be in a place where literally just having like $5 cash was, I mean, it would cause arguments between my husband and I because we were so strapped for money. Thankfully, we're not there now, but I still don't carry a lot of cash. And my mindset is still in that place of like, I don't know. It was really hard. Like that $100 needs to go towards the kids or like, I don't even know. It just was really hard to even like $100 bill for me right now still feels like that's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. It is.
It feels scandalous having it in my wallet right now.
It is. But I think the important thing, Lindsay, is you have worked hard for that $100. You are worthy of holding that $100.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we may not feel worthy. That I am not worthy is one of the most common, you could call it limiting beliefs that we as women have. I'm not worthy to have $100. I'm not worthy to carry $100. And so you took a little step in, yes, I am worthy. And I'm not only worthy for $100, I'm worthy for thousands of dollars. And here's the cool thing that you will do with that money. The more, if you can practice this now, if you can practice even giving, and this might be something that this is actually one of the action steps in this process, that if you can practice little things of giving, we have a thing in the company that I work for, we call it Wealth Wednesday, where we give in some way on Wednesday, meaning you may take a $20 bill and drop it in a diaper box for somebody when they buy that diaper box to get. And what you're practicing is that your view on money is the more that I have, the more impact I can make and the more good I can do. Not the more money I have, because you may have a fear that money might change you, right? Money might kind of change who you are. Money might change. But if you can practice this now, it's actually, you're going to be able to do so much good with that. So that was awesome. Thanks for sharing. Anybody else? We'll go one more minute and then I got to give you day number 2. This is my favorite one, probably. So you guys are going to love it.
Well, for me, it was actually kind of easy to do. Part of the reason why is because I actually kept my house too. I have a jar that is, it's like mom's fund, and I call it my tattoo fund. But when I get extra money, sometimes I get like extra money and I'll put it in the jar. Like I don't put it in the bank, or I don't, because I used to, whenever I would get extra money, my immediate thought used to always go towards bills. I have to pay a bill with this. I have to do something like in that regard with the money. And I used to always think about money in a way where I had a huge lack mindset, like a huge lack mindset. Everything that my thoughts were surrounded with money was that there wasn't enough, there was never enough. And I had to count and save every penny that I had. And over the last year or so, I've actually changed my mindset in that way. And I have gotten so much more money come to me, just in the simple fact that I've changed my mindset around it. So it was kind of easy. We had a window that was broken that we had fixed on Saturday, and I was paying the window guy out of my out of my cash fund. And so I just grabbed $100 out of there and stuck it in my wallet. So
I love that. I love that. Great job, Alicia. That's awesome. Okay. Are you ready for day number 2? If you are ready, write ready in the chat, type a 1 in the chat. I need you to mentally say, I am ready. I'm ready for more. Bring it. Let's go.
We can say it all out loud together. I am ready.
Let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
I am
I'm
ready.
ready. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, day number 2. This is probably one of the most emotional days you will go through. It's all about the F word, not the bad F word, the good F word. Okay. It is all about forgiveness. Okay. So here's what day 2 is all about. Today is the day you are going to forgive yourself. And I'm going to give you kind of some steps, some processes to do that for either good decisions or bad decisions or experiences that have maybe impacted you that you didn't ask for. Okay. Around money. So here's what you're going to do. And this kind of goes back to what we talked about before, where there's a certain energy, okay, around money for all of us, right? There's a certain energy of experiences that we've had, like I said, that can be either for good or for bad, right? That we have programmed our mind to react a certain way. I want to take Lindsay, for example. Lindsay probably has an experience that has a negative, you could say, connotation around money because of what she just described, where she said, that was really scary. So Lindsay might have gone through an experience where she either gave $5 or gave $10 and it didn't turn out the way she wanted, or that kind of thing. Okay. All right. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to think of 20 to 25 situations. Okay. Basically, you're going to think of situations until you can't think of situations anymore. Okay. For me, that was about 5 the first time I did this. And then as I kept going, just more surfaced, more came to my mind. Okay. From your past that have left a negative experience in some way on you. Okay. In some way on you. Now notice I didn't say 20 to 25 bad decisions that you've made. And a lot of people think that's what I said. I said 20 to 25 experiences that have some kind of a negative connotation around them. Okay. What's the difference? The difference is, like I said, in life, we don't have a choice sometimes on some of the experiences that we are put through and some of the choices other people make, right? But they affect us, okay? They affect us, all right? No matter how small, how minute you might think it might be, write it down, okay? So here's what you're gonna do. Does anybody know Ho'opono? Has anybody heard of Ho'opono? Know what Ho'opono is? Okay. Ho'opono is this Hawaiian, I guess you could say, theme on forgiveness. It's a phrase that a lot of people in Hawaii use to forgive yourself. It's a very powerful phrase. Okay. Very, very powerful phrase. It's probably why everybody in Hawaii is so happy. Could be. I don't know. Maybe it's the ocean. Maybe it's the beaches. I don't know. But it's this whole concept around feeling. And feeling is a very powerful way for you to discover how much energy is around these situations. And what you will probably find is there is a lot more negative energy around these situations than you originally thought, okay? Or you originally felt. So what you're going to do is you're going to write this phrase down for me, okay? I forgive you. I'm sorry, and I'll put it in the chat too. Thank you. I love you. Okay. I'll put it in the chat for everybody. Okay. I just put it in the chat if you want to check it out. So here's what you're going to do. Every one of these situations, you're going to make a list of these 20 to 25. Okay. After you write one of those situations, right below it, you're going to write that phrase. Why do you want to say that phrase? And let's maybe go through what each of those phrases means. Like I said, we're going through a process of getting rid of negative energy to bring in new abundance into your life. Okay. Bring in new abundance into your life. I forgive you. I will no longer, or I will release this from myself. It's no longer a problem. I will no longer allow this situation to affect me and block my money vibe. Okay. That's what you're saying when you say, I forgive you. I'm sorry. I acknowledge the situation. I'm sorry for holding on to it for so long. I will no longer allow it to bother me. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the lessons this situation taught me. Right. I like to think of it as a stadium. Who likes going to any kind of a stadium, any kind of an athletic event, any kind of a contest? Isn't it so interesting? There's two sides of the stadium. One side is cheering for one team. The other side is cheering for another team. And one action causes two totally different reactions in the stadium. Right? I'll just take basketball, for example. One team scores. One side of the stadium is booing. They're saying, how could you do that? How could you score on us? The other side is cheering. Then maybe the one side instead should be saying, oh man, we got to learn how to manage our game better. We got to learn how to manage our money better. Right? Okay. Which side is your brain resorting to? Okay. So you will think of one situation, one instance. Right after you think of that situation in that instance, as in you can feel those feelings again of that experience, you say this phrase right after, okay? You say this phrase right after to yourself, and you need to mean it. Doesn't mean you have to believe it 100%, but you need to mean it, okay? Can anybody think of an experience right off the bat? or just one that you can think of that has a negative connotation to it?
I can.
Go ahead, April.
For me is like just like in childhood, like not having enough money at like lunchtime, and like there's a lot to it, but like my dad would like at the end of the week or like right before he was paid, like he wouldn't have very much money,
Moody
so
in
he
the
like change. And so like I would just like not eat lunch or just like make an excuse that I like
Yeah.
thing. And I feel like something like that has like such an impact. So
Wow.
I carried that with me like my whole life, is like not having enough.
Wow. Cool. So you would think of that experience, and right after you would say, I forgive you, I'm sorry, thank you, I love you. Okay. And say that phrase. Okay. Anybody else? Can anybody else think of an experience you've had that has just negative around it?
I can share, but I can't turn on my camera right now.
Hey,
So
good.
when I was a kid, so when I was a child, my mom would tell us the name brand cereal was too expensive, or we can't get those apples, they're too expensive, or you can't have those earrings, they're too expensive. But she, and my parents made good money, she would go and buy jewelry on a whim of thousands of dollars. She would take vacations. She would do all this expensive stuff. So I learned very young that even if there is enough money, Kristen's not worthy of nice things, or even things that fill the gap of what I needed for nutrition or for clothing or whatever. And it's something that I had to get over it as a young person, because I could not even spend money on myself to get new shoes. I wore, as an adult, one pair of tennis shoes for 7 years before I started getting through some of my money issues. Now, as soon as I cleared that up, I found network marketing, and you guys know where I am today. So it can make a huge difference. Even though I already had a master's degree, I was making 6 figures. It wasn't till I cleared up the trauma on my money issues that the money actually flowed.
Wow, that's crazy. That is so cool to hear from you too, that everybody has some type of money mindset, you know, that they've got to go through to grow. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I will tell you guys, keeping cash around, I'm not going to tell you how much I have, but we keep cash on every level in our house with at least 5 figures. So you want to keep money on you, around you, near you, because it does, like, it raises your vibe and it attracts it to you.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Anybody else? Can anybody else think of something? We got about 1 more minute, and then we're going to go to work.
Kristen just gave me like a light bulb moment sharing. When I was a teenager, I moved out on my own and I didn't have a job. I actually moved in with my boyfriend at the time, and I would babysit my nephews and all the neighbor kids all the time. I would miss school so that I could buy myself groceries and clothes. So like I didn't have like a lot because I moved out at such a young age because of ridiculous circumstances. But at the same time, like that's helped me become who I am today and helped me become the person I am. So I'm not like ashamed of it. It's just like one of those moments I never really realized impacted how I deal with money now.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, it doesn't have to be like necessarily shame, like you're saying, Haley. It's just a negative experience around it, a negative reaction in some way, right? That we need to change, and we need to put a different experience and energy around it. Sarah remembers being in the grocery store, young married couple, having to choose between milk and eggs. We had no money. And then second one, having to force to move out of a place which actually put us in major debt. Still lots of feelings and hurt on it. Okay, so this is a clearing process that I just gave you. Okay, this is a way for you to clear out the old. You will use this process a lot. I know it sounds simple. I know it sounds warm and fuzzy and fluffy and right, but it is such an important piece of this process. And it really, truly works. Like how many of you, after you got off the call Friday, were kind of like, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but you took a chance, right? You took a step and you were like, man, if this does work, whoo, that would be awesome, right? You moved past that fear and that stinking monkey chatter in our head that is like, I don't know, this is kind of scary. What if it doesn't work? And you said, monkey, be quiet. I forgive you. I love you. Thank you. Goodbye. We're going to do this. Okay. All right. Just wrapping up and then we'll get to work with the IPA. I want you to, what you are really doing is you're flipping your brain towards gratitude. Okay. You're flipping your brain towards gratitude in those situations. You're saying, thank you for the lessons I learned on that. And I want to just end it with this kind of a visual for you. Can somebody share with me a present that you got that was the absolute coolest present, best present that you've ever gotten? Anybody think of one?
I can go.
Lena.
So yeah. My mom's a Jehovah's Witness, so we never did presents for holidays or anything. And my parents had zero money, so it was always thrift stores. And I was 6, and the only present I ever received ever was when I was 6, and it was a pair of Minnie Mouse roller skates. And I will forever remember that day, receiving it. It was wrapped and everything. Best day ever.
That is so awesome. All right, so here's what I want you to picture. I want you to picture that I am wrapping Minnie Mouse skates. Okay, I'm putting a huge bow in the package. I've got it wrapped just in like all these great colors, right? All these great colors. I drop it off on somebody else's doorstep. Okay, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching them open the door, and I'm watching them pick up the package, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're gonna love this. They're gonna love this, right? And they unwrap it and they just kind of toss it to the side and they're like, and they shut the door. I want you to realize you woke up today with eyes, with ears, with breath. You woke up today with life. And so many times somebody drops life on our doorstep and we're unwrapping it and we're like, right? If you had $100 to pull out of your wallet, to put in your wallet, I want you to realize that somebody dropped that $100 into your life, right? And you had a different energy around, ooh, this is awesome, right? So you're really shifting your brain to a process of gratitude when you go through this process. And you will start to see things that you are so grateful for that will bring more gratitude, right? If me, as call it law of attraction, call it God, drops that off on that person's doorstep and that's their reaction, why should I bring them more packages? Why should I bring them more abundance? If Lena doesn't react like she does to those Minnie Mouse skates, why should I drop off more Minnie Mouse skates? Why should I have Mickey Mouse come visit her at the front door if that's how she's going to react? Does this make sense? This is why this is so important. If you want more abundance, then we have to practice gratitude to what we already have. And then pretty soon, Lena's going to get a trip to Disneyland to have, you know, lobster with Mickey and Minnie and the whole clan. Because they're going to say, oh my gosh, she loves this. She appreciates this. She sees the value in this. Okay. That's how we have to act. That's how we have to act and change. When life drops us something on our doorstep and we practice gratitude towards it. Okay. All right. Is that helpful? Everybody know what you're doing? Awesome. You got your homework. All right, let's go. Anything else, Taryn, Kristen, you guys want to add on this?
Can we share a couple examples of the things that we're writing down? Like just like a couple more, maybe like in the chat so that it's like quicker, just so we can kind of see them, because I feel like my brain needs to be jogged. Not like there's, I mean, like, I think that there's so many emotions and so many memories. I have to do this in therapy a lot too, where she'll say like, remember when you were 9, and then write down everything you can think about when you were 9. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't know. So if you guys can do that, that will help me, I know. And I'm sure it will help a lot of other people too.
I'll put it in the chat right now for everybody.
Oh, because you have examples?
Oh, you mean like examples of the writing down to 20 to 25?
Yeah, like what are the 20 to 25 things that you guys are writing down?
So they're anything that has a negative experience of some kind, okay? A negative feeling of some kind in situations, either specifically to money. For instance, who was it that shared? I think it was Sarah shared, if you look in the chat, she shared that when she went to the grocery store, she was having to decide between milk and eggs. She felt there was a negative energy around that scarcity, right? They had to force themselves to move out of a place that put us in major debt. So there's lots of feelings around that for her, around probably having a home or wanting a home of some kind, a bigger home of some kind. Stacy remembers being on the bus in elementary school, having her best friend laugh at her because she only had one pair of shoes. So things like that. Her parents both worked, were living paycheck to paycheck, couldn't afford shoes for everyone. So that's a great example, Stacy, because that's not necessarily something you chose. That's a situation you were put in that you created a negative experience around. Does that make sense? That we need to create a new experience where you kind of envision your ability to be able to go buy multiple shoes, right, for yourself. And that's a choice you can make. Does that make sense? Okay. Does that help, Taryn?
Yeah, thanks.
And then you're going to say that phrase right after, and I'll put a recap in Breakfast Club too. So after you think, right after you think of that phrase, Stacy, Sarah, you're going to say the phrase I give you, which is I forgive you, I'm sorry, thank you, I love you. So Stacy is now looking at that experience as, if somebody dropped 2 pairs of shoes on my doorstep, I would be so grateful, right? I'm so grateful that that lesson taught me how important shoes are and how much I want to help others, kind of a thing, be able to afford multiple pairs of shoes, right? Okay. Wow, Alicia, I used to return stuff I would buy for myself because I didn't feel worthy to have things. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. This is crazy because just looking at all of you and your faces, I would never, ever think that you would have those kinds of feelings about yourself. I just wouldn't. because I don't see you that way. I don't think anybody on this call sees you that way, right? Awesome. All right. Okay. Is everybody ready to go to work with the IPA? Do you know what you're doing? Are we good on that? Good to move forward with that. Let me open up these slides really quick. For everybody to check out. And we're gonna start to change this cycle literally right now. Right now. Okay, so let's start off, let's kick off. And let's go wish everybody on Facebook a happy birthday. Okay, let's take 5 minutes. Let's share some good vibes today. So we're going to do some peak, we're going to do some invite, we're going to do some expose, we're going to do some follow-up. We're going to do about, let's see. We're going to do about 6 minutes, okay, in each of these things. So go ahead, go on Facebook, wish everybody a happy birthday. And I will get some music going for us too.
Here's a woman with eyebrows.
Sorry, that was a commercial. That wasn't the song. All right, when you are done wishing everybody on Facebook a happy birthday, remember that you can put into place keyboard shortcuts to help you out so that you can fly through and do this a lot easier. All right, when you guys are done, go to your post from yesterday, like, comment, send appreciation on that post. We'll wait to do our post for today just because of time. And then let's find 10 new people. So we're gonna take the last 3 minutes. I like to go on Instagram and search hashtags. I like to search hashtags for people who are possibly already, trying to achieve a health and wellness goal of some kind. Or maybe they're working a job where they feel less appreciative. You know, last time we talked about how that is so much of mom life, where you work and you work and you don't necessarily get a lot of appreciation, or maybe somebody's going for a promotion of some kind and they don't feel appreciation in some way. Try to find 10 new people on Instagram, search hashtags. You could do it on Facebook as well, where you search a topic of some kind. So I'm going to Instagram. I'm just going to type, I follow the hashtag health and wellness, and I try to find a post that has about 100-ish likes. I go through that and I look and see who has a current story, meaning who has a circle around their picture. Drop a reaction in there, okay? And I say this phrase right here. Hey, your profile popped up on my suggested feed. I love your post. And then give a compliment of some kind around that post. Tell me more about what you do, okay? Another great question you can end with is, has your work been affected by COVID at all? So we got about 2 minutes. Go find those 10 new people, okay? Go find those 10 new people and let's start combos with them. Right. Okay, let's take the next 6 minutes and let's invite. So let's find, go to your DM, your messenger. You can wrap up those finding 10 new people if you want. But let's go to our DM or messenger with the people that we have already started convos with, and either do a response, I'm doing this thing, to blank. If you'd like to learn more about it, let me know. Happy to send info. If not, no big deal. Or you can resort to giving away the Peloton. My friend Kristen, my friend Taryn is actually giving away a Peloton. I'd love for you to check out what I'm doing. Plus you get entered to win a Peloton or just cash, and then we follow up with them. So let's take 6 minutes and let's invite some people. Bye, Sarah. Thanks for coming. All right, so now we're going to either expose or follow up. You pick the last 6 minutes. If you want to go to your DM messenger and you've had somebody who has responded, right, and said, yes, I'm open to checking out, click on, if you sent them the Peloton, great, click on this link, find a time that works for you, watch the Zoom, fill out the form, ask which day works best for them. If you want to point them to not the Peloton and just the Zoom, great, are you free tonight? Love for you to check it out. If they say, no, I'm not free tonight, no worries. Here's a replay you can check out. I've got a really busy day tomorrow, but we'll plan on circling back tomorrow morning or right after, whatever works for you, okay? Following up, if it's somebody who did say they were open and you pointed them to the Zoom, as promised, I'm circling back. Did you get a chance to check it out? Have a favorite part? This is more if they don't respond, you could wait a few days and you could say, so sorry, I haven't had a chance to follow up. I've been so busy with blank. How are you? You're just trying to get that conversation started with them again. Okay. So last, let's say last 6 minutes, and then we'll do kind of wrap up ahas. Let's either expose or follow up. You pick. Just go to your messenger and we're doing that. we got about 1 minute left. Awesome. All right. Okay, any breakthroughs anybody had? Any celebrations anybody wants to vocalize? So make sure you write down too. Here's how many people I started new combos with. So you can really kind of see these numbers progress, right? As you work on your money abundance. Here's how many people I peaked. Here's how many people I invited. Here's how many people I followed up with. Okay, so you can see those numbers as you go. Any celebrations anybody wants to have just in that little bit?
I just love like making connections with people and talking to them, because every time that I do my IPA sheet, I feel like so good. Like I've made an impact on people. Like one of the guys' birthdays was over the weekend that I used to go to high school with. And one of our friends just died from high school. And so I was like, oh my gosh, and it's Ray's birthday. Like, so I was like, hey man, like, and it was just nice to be able to talk to him. And then he told me like the funeral arrangements tomorrow and like whatever. But I was like, I'm so glad I looked at birthdays, because if I wouldn't have looked at birthdays, I wouldn't have like had that whole thing. So a lot of times that happens to me where I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot it was so-and-so. Or there's a couple people, like it's Jackie's birthday today, our events coordinator with Q, like our in charge of the whole thing. And I saw that it was their birthday. So I was like, I'm so glad I saw this. Like, cause I love making people feel better. I love making them feel happy and like thought of, just that thought of, just like to help people be seen, I think is huge.
Yeah.
And so by just looking in our messenger, we can help so many people feel good. It's not just about like, did you say happy birthdays? It's not about the action. It's about like what's happening from that. So I just want to celebrate that. I just love that.
That's awesome. Yes, it is. Absolutely. For sure. Okay. Awesome. All right. I will let everybody go. Anything else? Anything else anybody wants to celebrate? Any other actions? Make sure, like I said, you jot down. Oh, go ahead, Tara.
The only thing I want to say is don't forget we have a team call tonight. So make sure you guys get back on the same Zoom, 9:00 tonight. We're going to do some other celebrations from the week and the top recruiters and all of that super fun. We're going to spin the wheel for anyone who completed all their IPAs for the week and the challenge we were in. If you want to be in an official IPA challenge, we're going to start another one. So go to the Freedom Movement. If you're not on my team, just send me a private message and say, I want to be added. We'll totally throw you in there for accountability. Do not care. The more, the merrier. If you are on my team, just comment on there that you want to be added. And it's just a group chat. And every day we take a picture of our IPA sheet and send it in there. However you want to do your IPAs is up to you. Some sheets look different than others. It's totally up to you. And if you complete them for 6 days in a row, then you get to spin, or your name gets to be pulled to be the person who wins. And then you get to spin the wheel of prizes that we have. So we're going to have that coming up for this week again. We've had a lot of people thinking that that was working for them. They loved the accountability place. So that is great. And then you can also ask questions in there too, or like as you're doing IPAs, like, hey, how do you guys introduce yourself to new people? Or what do you guys say for blah, blah, blah. Like, so it's nice, you know, to go back and forth in there. So that's happening. And then tomorrow night, I'm doing the opportunity call for the team. So for the Peloton challenge. So if you want to use me as you're talking and saying my friend Taryn, one of my mentors, I talk to her every morning. I get on this call with her, you know, really edify me a ton, because the more you edify me, the more that they're going to listen when they get on, because they're already going to be like, oh, whoa, she's important. I need to listen to her. And I always like to talk about people's stories. Like, I would love for you to get on and listen to her story. It's so inspiring. It's so captivating. You're going to be like sucked in listening. Make it more like a story and it's fun. And that's what you're listening to, less about like, these are the facts that are going to be listed about the call. So get them on with me. If there's anyone that you're like, man, this person really needs to talk to Taryn, you can use me in a 3-way message too. I'm totally down to do that and help you guys close out anyone who watches the call. But yeah, Aubrey, this was so good. Thank you so much. I can't wait to post the recording and for more people to get on and to do this. And I can't wait to see you guys get the $1,000. Like, it's gonna happen.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It is.
All right. Thanks everybody. Have a
Okay.
great week. Have a great day. See ya.
Bye.